Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging? Answer!
Russian.
Hey guys, sorry we've been on a short hiatus.
You're nothing to me now.
2 weekends ago we went to a Comic-Con here in Dallas, and we'll talk more about that at the end of this video. And then last week we saw Get Out, but we haven't been able to review it since we've been busy with our college work. And this week we got the chance to watch Whiplash, and that's what this review is going to be about.
Whiplash is directed by Damien Chazelle and it stars Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. And I realize this is a very late review. This came out like over a year ago. But we actually saw this last night and we felt like we really needed to talk about this movie because we really liked it a lot. So by now we all know that Damien Chazelle has been nominated for 2 Oscars, this movie being his first one and La La Land being his second one. And Whiplash is actually probably his first really big movie that's actually come out. And this movie is actually very well directed. I loved it. I loved almost every second of this movie.
Yeah, like Marquez said, Damien Chazelle wrote and directed this movie. And in fact, at the beginning, before he was actually able to make this movie, he couldn't find funding for it. So he actually turned it into a short film and he submitted it into the Sundance Film Festival of 2013. And it actually ended up winning a lot of awards there. So after that, he got a lot of funding for it and he was actually able to make it into a full-length picture.
In this movie we have Andrew, who is portrayed by Miles Teller, and he is a guy who from a very young age has always dreamt to be a drummer, and as he's grown, his passion for drumming has developed so much so that he is now aspiring to be one of the greats.
This movie takes place as he attends college at Schaefer, which is one of the best music colleges in the US, and he is actually selected by one of the top bands at the school, which is directed by Terrence Fletcher, who is played by J.K. Simmons.
And unfortunately, Andrew begins to realize how much Fletcher wants this band to be great and that he'll do anything for this band to be great, not even stopping short of physical and mental abuse. Now, the very first thing I want to bring out for this movie, which I loved in every way, was the acting. I felt like the acting was phenomenal. Miles Teller, I don't see him in many stuff. I know he's becoming a big actor, but I haven't seen him in much. But this movie, I really understood why he's becoming such a big actor.
Honestly, what really made this movie for me was J.K. Simmons' performance. I mean, I love the script, I loved everything about it, but if J.K. Simmons' performance wasn't as great as it was in this movie, I don't think this movie would have been as great for me. Because the great thing about this movie is that you actually feel the mental abuse that Miles Teller's character goes through throughout this entire movie. It's really portrayed great by J.K. Simmons. As you're watching this movie, you actually feel that sense of fear that these students are feeling, and especially Miles Teller's character.
And not even those 2 actors, because those are the main 2 actors, but if we're going to talk about some of the other side characters, those actors actually do really well also, because you have the girl who Miles Teller likes in this movie,
who's also Supergirl.
You have Miles Teller's father. They're all very well acted in this movie.
One of the great things about the writing of this movie is it really makes the audience question how far is really too far. You obviously ask that about the character that J.K. Simmons plays because he's pretty much mentally and physically abusing his students. But it also makes the audience question Miles Teller's character of how far is too far of being great. Because I mean, there's certain points where he sort of blocks people out of his life and he sort of becomes sort of a hermit and becomes pretty much obsessed with being great. That it's like how far is really too far.
And some of the scenes in this movie are just filmed beautifully. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's a scene when he's driving a car. I don't want to explain that much, but there's so many scenes that I just love. The cinematography really is on the top of his game. One very big noticeable thing about this movie is, like you were saying earlier, he blocks people out of his life. The writing is very well done, and the character of Miles Teller has a very big change in this movie. Because from the beginning of this movie, he's this guy who, you know, he's a little quiet, but he still wants to be around people. You know, he still has that feeling, he still wants to be with somebody. But as the movie goes, and him have this huge passion for drumming, and this, like, to the ridiculous point of kicking people out of his life, he starts to change as a person. We start to understand Andrew, who he is, how much passion he actually has, and also how much of this passion is actually coming from him, and how much of this passion is actually coming from the abuse that J.K. Simmons' character is putting on him.
Some of the decisions that he made throughout this movie was just pretty on point. In fact, I was reading that during some of the more intense practice scenes in this movie, Damien Chazelle wouldn't yell cut so that Miles Teller would continue drumming and actually exhaust himself so that it would actually be genuine when it was shown in the movie.
Another thing I really want to commend this writing on is the character of Fletcher. Now Fletcher is this character that you absolutely just want to hate him. You know, it's just something you really want to do, and this movie does a really good job at giving you reasons to hate him. But at the same time, this movie also has these few little moments that you actually get to see Fletcher's humanity, and that he actually is a person with these feelings, with this passion that he has for music. You actually get to see all this as a character. You don't just see this monster that's just slapping people in the face and screaming at people. You actually get to see his human side. So overall, guys, I absolutely love this movie. I had pretty much nothing at all wrong with this movie. I didn't really have any complaints with it. I thought it was perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Whiplash an A+.
I love this movie as well. I'm sort of mad at myself that I didn't watch it when it came out, but I'm just glad I'm finally able to watch it. So I'm going to give Whiplash an A. Like we said at the beginning of this video, 2 weekends ago we went to a Comic-Con and we were able to meet Jessica Negri, the voice of Squidward, Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman in many of the Batman cartoons and video games, and of course we also met Mark Hamill.
And probably one of the biggest parts, in my opinion, that we did was he got dressed up, but I didn't, and so every time somebody asked to take a picture with him, I actually passed her business cards. And I actually went as far as actually giving Jessica Negri a business card. I don't think she subscribed to us, but I'm not going to really blame her for that. But
although we don't know if she did or not.
But yeah, it was actually really a fun time. If you ever have a chance to go to Dallas Comic-Con, I really recommend it. I haven't really been to another Comic-Con before, so I can't really give my opinion on like San Diego Comic-Cons or New York Comic-Con. But the Dallas Comic-Con Fan Expo is actually just, it's a blast, it's awesome. And guys, as an apology for us having our hiatus for about 2 or 3 weeks, we want to actually go ahead and put up a few reviews up. They're not going to be necessarily new reviews, they're going to be a little older, but you know, they'll be good nonetheless.
Hopefully we'll have those up in the next couple of days.
Well guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment below and let us know what you thought about this movie. Let us know what you thought about this review, if you agree with us or not.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2awesomemen.
Yeah guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and you will see us later.